Okay, hello, it's Richard Perry and Lyle Kearns on the camera. We're back in the museum here in Lovell's Township Historical Society in downtown Lovell's, Michigan. We're continuing with our rod making project in the museum. We're building a Driggs River, 7'3", 4-weight, sometimes 5-weight. And we've got to the point where the blank's completed. It's been bound, glued and bound. So today we're going to get the strings off and talk about sanding and cleaning the blank up, in order so we can, next time around, we'll be able to fit the handle in the reel seat, and then Mark Went's going to come up and make a ferrule and mount it for us. So this is the rod. It's what comes out of it was in the heat treating cabinet overnight since it was bound up, and we have some binding, gluing exhibits or demonstrations from the Bamboo Bend workshop that was here in May. So what you want to do is you want to cut the ends of these things and get the strings loose, because as you can see as you put this together, you've half-hitched the strings, so it keeps track of what's going on. Keeps them from unraveling while you're working on the rod. So I've already cut these, I got them loose. And down at the shop I have a copy of an idea off the Everett Garrison movie. I have a overhead pipe that I stick this thing in and pull the string. You can pull this through your fingers, but it'll give you a nasty, nasty cut if you're not careful. So you get your strings loose, and if you wipe the glue, they come off pretty easy. When you glue them up, just give them a quick wipe, take the excess glue off. Then the string comes off pretty good. So we've got that cleaned. Already got the string off, and that's the butt section. Okay, we'll do a tip. If I can find the right string, there it is. Okay. Really carefully, don't shoot out the other end and disappear somewhere. And they should spin pretty clear, pretty straight without a lot of bounce in it. It's glued right, and it doesn't have a lot of bends and twists in it. It'll spin pretty straight through the tube. All right, so you've got the string off. You can see that there's some glue residue on there. And it'll take about 45 minutes to an hour to get all three sections cleaned. You can scrape them, you can sand them. I recommend sanding. Here's some scrapers that I got in the old one time from Russ Gooding's Golden Witch. But if you scrape them, you got to be really careful, because it'll dig in and it'll give you a little ripple through your finish when you go to finish it. Everything you put on there, anything that's on there, when you put the varnish on it, it'll show right through. The other thing I got to keep in mind is, it's particularly on the tips, when you get up into this section up here, I got this little gizmo from someplace, is you want to be careful to stay on the flat and only move your sandpaper in one direction. You don't want to do this, because if that hook's on that tip, you just went to a one-tip rod. If you do it twice, you got a no-tip rod. If you clean it off like that, generally 2 or 3, half a dozen swipes will do it. And like I said, if this thing is bound up nicely, I got that Bellinger binder last year, and it does a really good job of putting these things up straight and with no twists. Get your tape off. You can feel it with your finger. We still got a little bit there. You get it cleaned up, you can sell. That didn't take long to clean that off. And I use a coarser sandpaper that time around. We're going to sand this thing and buff it several more times before it turns into a rod. So the same thing on the butt section, you just clean them up. And you can go both ways on the butt. It didn't come out right, did it? You clean it up, And once you get all the stuff off there, like I said, you can use a scraper. I got these tri-scrapers, as I said, from Russ Gooding when Golden Witch was still in operation. Just need to be really careful when you can. If you haven't done a good job cleaning wiping the glue off over the strings, you're going to get bumps. I mean, it's going to be really pronounced glue stuff. Oh God. And that's when you might want to use a scraper. So we're going to put a reel seat or a grip, a preformed grip on this one. We'll be doing that sometime in the near future here. We'll kind of have to, looks like we're going to have to do a little shimming on that, but that'll be in this, a future session. All right, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week with Mark.